You're tuning in to Gone.net.
Welcome back to another Gone.net. This day, our 5th day of Opus, our model savior, something like that. Have it just launched.
I just saw the post. I sent it to you, and then you were like, yeah, I'm waiting. I got to finish finish boiling the ocean on my previous prompt.
I have a task running. I don't want to just stop it and tell it to resume. That feels wrong. It's really funny when models drop, especially when they happen, which they usually happen during North America workday hours, and everybody that I work with, there's somebody that's immediately going to notice, and it gets pasted into the chat immediately, like seconds after. There's you have enough people that see the space or get signal from elsewhere, and it's just right away. It's like, oh yeah, it's here.
Did I get the first post to you?
No.
Oh,
I was gonna post it to you, but I was away from my desk at the moment. But yeah.
Okay, fine. You're gonna leave me in the cold till late. It's all right because I tried to beat you to it, and I still wasn't the first.
No,
now
not even.
It says that it's cheaper, so I won't lie. I hate what it Fable. It costs too much. It delivers roughly the same results. It's a little bit more of an authoritarian. It kind of just, if you don't put it in a box, it's not like Opus. Opus is what I call the lazy kid. You got to tell it nowadays. Like, why did you stop? I told you to do this. Yeah. And even when you tell it stop or don't stop, it'll be like, I thought it was a good idea to stop here. No.
Well, if you look at the reasoning for it too, it'll often be like, they said to do this, but this is such a large session already.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to actually stop. And you're like, no, don't do it.
No, I didn't. I told you not to stop.
So that will be interesting to see if it can actually go deeper and do better that way. I mean, these charts are always kind of what do you believe from them kind of thing. But there are it's interesting. I some of the areas that are kind of interesting to me is computer use is one of the ones that I worked on some stuff on a team before this that was heavily into some of those parts, and it's pretty cool if that gets better. That starts to mean we can do more stuff too with DevFlow better in theory. So that's cool. I mean, it says that it's better at everything pretty much except for a few things.
It's like reading Apple. When Apple says, oh, the latest M5 is double this 2.66.
It's the fastest Apple phone ever. Of course it is. It's marginally always going to be better. If it wasn't, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Or they have a max speed version of it already.
Right.
And they just keep, turning a little switch every release.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But anyhow, here we are.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what this. Yeah, this is what you were kind of talking about, right? Is the value proposition. So it's interesting that they because if you look at, there's different benchmarks that they're looking at, but problem by cost, and it's saying 30% right, and it 5.6 Sol only got 10% right and costs way more money. But even look at that for on the graph at
20,000.
Yeah, this one seems more reasonable, where it's just we're in dollars, not tens of thousands of dollars. But yeah, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. I'm itching for the session to end, and I'm going to start running more tasks on the thing that I've been working on in the background, and see how it does.
I was typing stuff while we were. So before John and I start the podcast, there's this countdown while we're waiting to go live, and then it does the song. So my routine is I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this. So I'm going to go type that in while I dance to the music while we wait before we go live. So I typed in a prompt. So it's running on Opus 5. We'll see if it survives more than an hour. And I did my dance at the same time because that's my thing. Right? I always do the dance while we're waiting for. I don't know where you got the catchy tune, but that was AI built, right?
I think it was. I made sure it was like open domain or whatever the right license free
right.
is that we could use it. It was somebody made a tune somewhere.
Okay,
I forget.
well, whoever made the tune, good job.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it wasn't AI built.
I don't think so. It was before that.
Have you heard any AI music?
I mean,
Or would
probably.
you? Would you know?
That's exactly it. It's like, have I? I'm not sure, but I would assume so.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't really know one way or the other. So
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I don't either.
So exciting stuff this week. Anything? I have stuff. I already told you.
Yeah, the one. I mean, this is really raw, but I the problem with AI now is that once I find a problem that I'm kind of curious about fixing, I just
start fixing it.
I just start fixing it, and now the challenge, and has always been to an extent, but AI just kind of makes it bigger or more things in the bucket. Is like, I want to build all these things, but like, what are the things that I actually see through far enough to the end? Because often I'll start looking at these things and I'll be like, well, that was cool, kind of works, probably could be a thing, but at the end of the day, I don't really want to, do it long term or support it or whatever. And
or it doesn't solve. So it doesn't solve because it doesn't solve a problem for you, right?
Yeah, and sometimes that's the answer. Is like it doesn't solve the problem enough for me.
Yes,
right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is the latest thing that I've been doing. So if you ever used a Logitech Harmony in the past and then you were sad when they died, they still technically work, I guess, but they have a whole like cloud hosted thing that's part of it, and I think that's kind of been already declared at some point going away. So I have a projector in the basement set up with a receiver and all the things that you want to watch a movie, and I do find it frustrating. I can't get like all of the like current day standards like the HDMI, like the CEC. That it just doesn't work. Like I've spent hours trying to be like, well, maybe if I toggle these settings on this one, there's enough stuff hooked up that it's like, nope, no, this isn't workable. And so then I turn to like what exists today that's not Logitech Harmony. There's some options out there. Some are really expensive and maybe okay. Some are not and are not great. And then, there's kind of a few niche kind of things I want to do beyond that. And so I'm like, well, what if I just start building this? And one thing happens leads to the next, and this is ugly. There's no icon.
Well, I mean, it's a test. Come on.
It's a test. So I built this thing, and like I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through this, but like it's basically a Logitech Harmony equivalent at this point. And some of the things that I thought were really interesting, there's 2 points that I kind of want to talk about. One is like AI is just getting really, really good at a lot of this stuff. So I basically said, I'm like, well, I want, all these systems kind of come with pre-baked remote kind of layouts in them. If you're going to use it from like the app, right? Like, so the idea is you could use this from the app, but eventually I want to also have like a physical remote connected. But if you're doing it from the app, or if like you go like, hey, I just give me access to my, AV receiver directly. I just need that remote, but I don't want to go pull up the remote, right? So I want to do it on the app. So I had to go out and be like, go find a bunch of different remotes and layouts and pictures of them and like figure out how to parse and understand that and turn them into actual like remote layouts, right?
Look at that.
And like it's got everything. It's got some issues, like it put the microphone button in the wrong spot a bit. So there's some cleanup to do. And some things are a little shifted, but like generally it didn't do a terrible job. And then you can go into them and you can say, okay, I want to start from this template, but like, I want to go edit these things. Right. So I can
look at that.
I can full designer. I can move them around. I can resize them. I can add different buttons.
It's Visual Studio for remote control.
Yeah, no, it really is. And so you can change icons. And like one of the things that always bugs me about these kind of systems is you're stuck with their like set of 30 icons or whatever, right? So this has a bunch out of the box, but you can go upload a font of glyphs. I'm not going to do it right now. Or you can upload custom images. So you can like decorate things however you want. But
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So and like you can do, I'm like, oh well, we might want different kinds of buttons that have different commands depending on the state, and you can even like say, in this state, I actually want to actually script this and do something more interesting, and do it that way, and then figure out what the appearance is or what the command is when it's in that certain state, and you press it, like all sorts of craziness, right?
Wild. So so you make this remote. Where does this remote go? Like, does the average user have to go to a web browser to use it?
Well, and the idea is that I will make an app for it, just like you would have on like if there's one called Sofa Baton, that's one of the companies, and so they have an app. They have a physical remote, but you can also go into the app, and it's just like Logitech Harmony was.
Harmony had,
like, I'm going to start this activity, and then it shows you like the remote for that activity, right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea. So you could even go, hey, for this activity, I want a fully customized remote to use instead of like, the AV receiver remote that might be the default that you get for that activity if you don't customize what you want. So totally, completely customizable. Do whatever you want. There's templates, whatever. So that's how you would kind of pick it. And then the other part of this is, I mean, obviously you have to add devices, right? So I told it, I'm like, go out and like, these are the devices I have. Like, let's start there, right? A driver interface and spec. Like the idea is that this could be extensible at some point. But I'm going to have it just go, it's popping up my dashboard. I have a prompt running well, I do kind of. I have a prompt running in the background that gives me like high alert items and stuff for work.
Nice.
And then it just pops it open.
Now he's got a bug, and John just got told, and he ignored it.
Yeah, probably.
Go throw poop at him.
Yeah. So, you add all the different devices, and anymore, like the one thing that I don't think Sofa Baton does either is they don't, like, I have a receiver. You can talk to it over network, right? And so you can therefore get statuses from it over network too. Most of these things out there don't do that. So like, when you get into a bad state and it's deploying an update right now. That's hilarious. You get into a bad state and you try to turn things off and on, and then you have to go through the whole wizard of like, oh, my TV, did your TV turn on? Yes. Did it turn on? Yes. Well, like, why aren't we using the state from these devices that we can query? And like, I get it. Harmony years ago, like devices probably didn't mostly do that. That's fine. But they do now.
Just in the last 10 years, I think a lot of home theater stuff has really like grown.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because I have a home receiver too. I'm big on wired speakers. None of this wired.
Yeah.
None of that crap. It's got to be wired, and it's got to be like wired surround. But the interface, so I have a 4K. Now it's one of the first 4K home theater systems, but the interface for it that goes on the TV is like Commodore 64. Like, it is ancient, and it's modern day stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
I know exactly what you mean.
Why does this thing look like it crawled out of literally
like
the 1970s ass?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally Tron from the 80s on the TV. I'm like, what? You're only like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, dude. It was just over 2010.
But
it looks
at
like
least
that, so
they have they have all the functionality now, right? Like for over the network, even if it's not, if the interface sucks. So like, you don't have to, like, the idea here is I don't want to look at any of that. I don't want to think about it, but like, I can see here what my state of my receiver is in, right? It's in standby. It's online.
The funny thing is that most receivers, even back then, still had Wi-Fi, right? So you could even just scan the network and look for, okay, what is this device reporting as, and say, that is indeed the home receiver.
Right.
It must be on because it's got an IP address, right?
Right.
So just even simple things like that. I mean, they couldn't do it, which obviously this will be cool if it can.
Yeah. So this already like goes and looks
I have to look at something here though, because if you go down, keep going down. I see Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't see PlayStation though.
It's gonna get there. Don't worry.
It'll
be there. It'll be there. I don't have one, so I only told it the devices I have.
I know. It's just I've been trying to get John to get a PlayStation. You know what though? You're gonna hit a fun problem with PlayStation. PlayStation uses Sony's version of what Bluetooth is, and sometimes it's wacko.
Do they not have any network control over the thing?
They do somehow because you
Okay.
have like the remote, like you can play a game remote. So it, like if you tell it to
So you
turn
might-
on,
yeah,
it goes,
Yeah.
and I think it pulls like the Sony network. I'm not sure how that works, but
Okay,
they do,
well,
and they definitely have Bluetooth, but it's
it's their
Sony
own
Bluetooth.
special. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it
Mhm.
out. So the other thing where I've started thinking that this whole solution it can be more interesting than what's out there today is like, and this is something I'm thinking more broadly about. How do we apply AI in like actually useful ways in applications, right? Because like it's easy to say, well, oh, let's just shove a chat window in here, and I was like, yeah, that could be okay for some things if you give it the right tools. Um, but realistically, I want, I want to apply it in a meaningful way. And so I've got a bunch of ideas for this, but one of them was basically I've got a custom made thing here. I think this is the address, and its job is to basically just turn my projector off and on. So my projector has infrared, but there's no separate power off and power on commands, and so that gives me the problem of like, and when you want to power off, you have to like hit it twice in a certain sequence for it to actually work, and it never worked with like Sofa Baton properly. So I'm like, screw it. This thing has a serial port. I'm going to wire a microcontroller up to it and put a little web server on it. And that's what I did, right? So I have this little web server. If I just hit it on the network, I have it return. This is running on like an ESP32. I have it return just like a basic description of like, oh, here's the endpoints and crap that you need to operate this thing. So I could go use AI, or I could go do this manually. So I'm going to skip this for now just to show you what that kind of looks like. Like I could go here now and say, okay, I want to add a preset. When I power it on, I hit, a certain URL. I have to post it. I have to do all these things. And I could do that for every command. And then these presets become like the commands that I use, right? But I'm like, this is one of the places where I actually think AI can be kind of an interesting thing. Like there's different, I guess there's different modalities on how you can think about what you're building. And this is like one of my, I really like this kind of thing where you think there's a problem. I can solve it easily manually, but what if I do it automatically? And so I'm just like, yeah, let's just write a prompt. I can paste in like some information or give it a URL to go scrape and have it have the tools to figure out what to do. So it went and read this and automatically figured out all the endpoints for powering on and off, the endpoint to get the status, to get the source, to change the sources if I need to. And even to go gather like, hey, when I get the status back, I can emit status as like events in this system. Like, so my system has the concept of events, and you can do things based on the events. And sometimes the events are just a result of, hey, I got back a status update from this device. I want to let, the entire system know what the status is, especially if it changed. And so it's automatically figured out how to wire those all up, right, to create all the different presets. And it's like, as a home tinkerer on this kind of thing, it's just such a nicer way to do it than have to like go build these myself, or to like go have a prompt make a profile and import it if it had the capability to do that, or worse, have my AI go like navigate the browser for me to do it. And so I think that the more that I come across these scenarios, the more I'm like thinking like how like these are the things that we need to figure out more for putting AI and stuff.
I'm about to kind of give you a little bit of a nerd thing, because I feel like this is like the Star Wars. You know how Star Wars looks like medieval computers, also like Commodore 64.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Star Trek is all high tech stuff, even though there's tons of buttons. Why can't I go, hello computer, put on channel 25?
Sure. No, absolutely.
Absolutely. Where's the talking interface?
Oh, it'll come. It'll get there.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All
Don't
right.
worry. That'll come too.
Because everybody that has an Apple TV knows that thing is friggin' useless. Like it really
so
is.
bad.
It's so bad. It's like, here's everything from every source that you have, like every app you have, and you're like, yeah, that's not helpful at all.
No, exactly. So that is coming, but I've also got and part of that functionality is kind of done in the sense of like what to expose. So if you saw my devices, I have a Jellyfin server set up.
You have a Jellyfin
And
server? That
yeah.
sounds questionable. Okay.
Yeah, it is. And I have it set up, and I have this problem where I also have this Core Elect box because it can stream every format under the sun properly, like full Atmos. So if I get a Blu-ray and I rip it to an ISO and I have that on my network storage, if I want to play that back in full fidelity with like Dolby Atmos and everything, I can't use Apple TV. Apple TV won't stream that. It doesn't do it. It won't pass it over to the receiver.
Yeah, and you want to hear all your family videos in Atmos. You really do.
You can rip Blu-rays. I have a little
that's
Blu-ray
true.
drive that I've firmware patched so I can copy my discs to a digital format storage or
switching discs is like medieval times. I get it.
So there's that. And so on my server, what I want to be able to do is the Core Elect box, the interface is horrible. Like I never want to touch that. It's ugly. You talk about like the Commodore 64, it's like that level of terrible. And no, I mean, people made the software. I hate kind of doing that, but like somebody spent time on this for years and years. That's fine. They just haven't spent time on it in the last decade. So,
and it's free.
And it's free.
I can complain about mine because I paid for it and it's like Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
No, I don't mean disrespect ever to developers building free solutions. I just, I like pretty things. And so it's not it for me. But this thing has a remote control API. And so you can basically tell it, hey, take this media from my Jellyfin server, play it back. And you can do that all programmatically through their API. So I'm like, well, what if I could set it up so that I can browse, in theory, if I had a remote with a screen on it, I could go into my library on my server and I could browse around, pick the thing I want and click play, but have it not play, on the device, like on the Apple TV, have it just play right on that Core Elect box. And so that's one of the other things that you can do with this kind of thing. So the idea of like being able to query the sources so that you could talk to it and say, hey, go play this movie. And it might ask you like, well, where are you? Or what room do you want to play it in? Well, I want to play it in my, I have a bunch of different zones, right? I want to play it in my home theater zone, my movie room zone. And then it would know that this is a box there and that it should pass that media item to this device while it starts the play command. And then it just all works.
So fancy.
Oh, it's so good. So I'm really excited about this because I think this is like, it solves a problem that I have for one, obviously. And then I can start to like chain in stuff like, hey, when on an event, so like there's a whole rule system, right? So I can say, hey, on when playback pauses on this device, I'm gonna need to add a device for my my lights, my home automation stuff.
Oh, because somebody's got to get up to go pee.
Somebody's got to get up. So slowly dim the lights up to 50% on so they can see what they're doing. And then another rule, when I hit play, bring it back down.
Then you need to connect to your home bridge, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's kind of the idea here.
And reasonably a good name for once.
Really? I thought
it's not bad.
I picked it and I'm like, this is terrible. I can't wait to see what you say.
You've done far worse. I was expecting the controller.
Yeah, well, that would be good too.
No, that would be awful. It's still runner is probably the worst name I've ever heard.
It's the best name. It's probably
it's awful.
Name. It's so good.
It's just so bad. But as long as you're happy, man, that's all that matters,
happy.
right?
Yeah. So it named it Maestro while I was building it, and then I was just like, I don't like that. But I'm like reMaestro, and I'm like reMaestro. That's fine. I don't mind.
You give me endless sources of comedy to hit you with. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
sometimes I hold it back, but this was a good one. I can appreciate the name.
Oh, the other cool thing is that when you do a new remote, where did I oh no, yeah, look. So it disappeared. There's a button that's showing in hiding called from photo. I wonder if I make it bigger or not. The idea is that I can use the AI to also parse the
take a
photo of
picture.
the remote, and then it just makes the layout for you. Gives you a head start anyway, right?
And you're doing
So-
web apps. It's doing web apps.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you do a little bit of React, or not React,
I
but
don't
TypeScript
touch the
with.
code for this. This is all Blazor.
Oh, it's all Blazor. Oh,
Yeah.
look at you go. All fancy.
Did you notice the like lost connection? when it
Yes,
was
I did.
reconnecting?
Actually, I did. Yeah. You
So
had a
one of
good
the things that I
template.
do now whenever I build something is I make sure that I tell it to style the default Blazor reconnecting. Because it's
That
like
and
just
the
a clear
error.
giveaway.
You always have to
Yeah.
restyle the error too, because
Yes.
if you're like, I don't know why the Blazor team didn't choose like a bet, like just from a debugging, like a brand new app
Yeah.
standpoint, like, dude,
Show something.
just show some. I'm fine going into like browser developer stuff.
but if you're but if you're in
like,
debug mode
Man,
anyway,
just show it, just blow it
show
up right there.
something. Yeah, just put
Man,
the error up.
ASP.NET, if you remember going back to ASP.NET web forms, if you had an error, it just was like the big yellow screen of doom and everybody could see your error
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
you didn't turn it off. Yeah, just go back to that. And we'll go back to the golden age when connection strings were being dumped right out on the screen for users.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Which I
yeah,
never did, but makes sense.
This
So,
is
this is
all,
pretty
this is
cool.
all crazy. I mean, it's fun. I like to see where I can get these kind of solutions too. I think I might push this one far enough though, because like if you have a Raspberry Pi, like
Yep.
that's what you need, right? That's all you need. You can get like a little USB IR emitter if you have devices that need IR still. This thing will act as so if you need to connect it up, like maybe not for PlayStation, but you can add a device as like a USB human interface device, like so that this thing acts like it can be paired with something else. And then you can also like add your inputs, right? Too, right? So like if you want a Bluetooth remote to like be the thing that drives this whole system from your couch, like and not always have to use the app, you can do that too. And then you can like pair it with zones, so you can be like, this remote, only connects to this zone, so that I know it's the one that's in use when stuff happens there. But then it also even generated like ESP32 firmwares to act as like proxies for those things too. So you can like load up an ESP32, plug it in your other end of the house because your Bluetooth connection isn't going to reach, to the Raspberry Pi from there, and it'll just forward the events on. It's crazy. And this is all Opus 4.8. This isn't even Opus 5. So
Yeah,
let's see.
that's all we've been using. Like
That's
I said,
right.
I don't use Fable. I hate Fable. It cost me too much money.
Oh, it's terrible.
All right, I guess I got to share my screen now.
Yeah.
So last week, no, I don't want to share that. I want to share a screen. Last week, I had epic failures around what were we working on? Face recognition and voice recognition. I got that mostly solved. There's still some rough edges, but like the thing is working pretty well. So we'll go through that in a minute. But let's pull up screen. You think I would have shared this beforehand, but I was doing everything else. So let's stop looking at you in infinite space and stop looking at the YouTube channel in infinite space.
Hello.
So obviously we'll go back. So Matt Goldman's been running the MAUI UI. So I put a post today because I saw that there was a blank space for the 24th. This one was just a recap of all of the AI tools that I've been integrating. Because like I keep seeing like people are writing books on MAUI AI, and it's like you're just using Microsoft Extensions AI and talking to it. Like you're not doing anything. So like
Here's a chat.
Yeah, I can talk to it in chat. Like how did they write a whole book like this?
Well,
And
that's what I'm
it's like,
talking about
like-
here, right? Like it's like how do you find ways to actually use the AI client, the chat
Right.
client, to do something?
So like obviously I have it because this is UI, and I know Matt said, it's more user interface versus like graphical user interface.
Right.
Obviously I started, so I don't want to say I vibed it, but I had the model or the control set that I wanted, and it evolved quite a bit over this, but I had like, let's get a chat view, which turns out they're actually a massive, massive pain in the butt to write. they're even more difficult when you try and write it with MVVM. So like, I don't even do MVVM really for them. Anyhow, so you got a chat view.
Did you fix the line?
Did I fix? Oh, yes, kind of. In this interface, yes. In total, no. One thing at a time. We're getting there. Anyhow, so you can ask it like, so we wire it up. The whole point to this post is, let's get a chat. Let's get a chat control there. I use GitHub Copilot because you can actually authenticate. So if you can bring your own AI essentially, and then you could say, what can you actually do? So obviously the last few months I've been kind of obsessed with getting AOT, obviously, but like everything as an AI tool, because it turns out AI tools, in theory, they're easy. They are pretty easy to write, but to get them to be AOT, to get them to be safe, to get them to actually wire in all the things and then prompt it properly, it's a bit of an art form still.
Like how is that something in terms of like, can you think of a good example of that? Like, I'm thinking probably something with like contacts or calendars.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll go through, we've kind of been through them because I've been talking about this forever, but like something as easy as like a reminder, right? And I know you can ask, Mrs. S, I can't say her name because otherwise, Siri, if I ask her, I had to whisper it because otherwise it's listening, goes, yes, well, I'll play some songs for you. And you're going to be like, shut up. Right. Anyhow, I often I'll say, can you remind me at 2:00, right? To call this person. So set a reminder for 1:50. So I remember to get online to talk to John so we can do the thing, right? Seems easy enough. But I just want to talk to it, right? Or so sometimes here, now this one doesn't have it, but I obviously have that AI conversation coming. So I can just talk to it and say, yeah, remind me of this. Now, yes, Siri can do all of that. Mrs. A can do all of that. But the point is that you can start to feed this other data, right? So you can start to feed it stuff from your app. You can be like, I don't know why you do this, but I have a health tool. Let me scroll down here. There's a health tool, right? So I can say, if my blood pressure is picked up to be over 100, turn off the TV. Means I'm probably watching the news and I shouldn't be, right? You could do something like that. So it could react to the event, right? AI could say every minute, I'm going to check, and I'm going to check Allan's blood pressure through his watch. I think he can check that. Or heart rate, whatever. One of the two.
Yeah, one of the
I can
two.
check the heart rate.
Yeah.
Every minute I'm going to check it. Oh, his heart rate's above 100. He's probably watching the news. I could use your tool now, John. I could use your tool. I could integrate to an API.
That's right. Shut it
Allan's
down.
blood pressure is over 100. He's watching the news. I'm changing the channel on him. Right.
I'm going to put on a video of, bunny rabbits and ponies and rainbows.
But
instead.
you could literally integrate our two things at the hip now.
That's true.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
And AI, AI will be smart enough because, you can give them timers now and say, check every minute or check back at like 2:00. It sets its own internal timer, which is kind of cool. I'm going to check Allan's blood pressure. Blood pressure is reporting over 100. Okay, check the channel. Oh, the channel is news. Yeah, we need to go put on the bunny channel for him.
Yeah.
Good. Everything's good. And then we'll check again in a minute. Oh, heart rate and blood pressure have gone down. All is good.
Whoa, they're too low now.
Yeah, they're too low. He's falling asleep.
Turn the TV off. Order some food. Come on.
So it's been about like showing how to wire in these tools and saying like you literally have to do nothing. So like, how long does it take me to get to work? Right. Mm-hmm. It'll give you the estimated travel time based on where you are. So it'll ask the GPS. We just talked about the reminders. We talked about health. What's John's phone number? It's 123-456. Okay. Call John. Right. And it could do that with the contact tools. There's the bring your own data. This is actually, I think, the biggest one. I think it's the most over or underused feature, but the ability to say, actually, this is DocumentDB. So DocumentDB doing the type, which you got to be a little bit careful of, right?
Yep.
We've been through that. John got me to delete all the data. Where is the one on the services, though? Did I scroll past it? I must have scrolled past it. Music, another one. Which services. get your own service in there, right? So
Right.
often we define an interface. This is the one I think is the most underused, and it should be the most used, to say what the service does as a whole. So app info lists all the shiny AI capable modules. So it can actually ask what's enabled, what's working, get the app environment. So it's like a way that you can finite control what the data surface is going to look like that you return to AI, right? And it's wired up against your own services, which is pretty epic. I mean, that's what you want, right? That's the dream.
Yeah.
So you can take existing code. I can take existing services and code and start annotating it with obviously tools. So we source gen, and then what it does.
Well, yeah, that's how you start to build more interesting experiences. It's the same that I showed. Like that's the idea with figuring out how to add the custom endpoint, right? It's like I gave it the tool to be able to like generate the right model instances, and it just stitches it together. It goes.
And the cool part here is that this can go in your existing app, right? Your existing code. You just go in there, annotate, and it's done.
Yeah.
Right. You've instantly given AI a tool to work with data that you have already without anything, with no work. So I hope people start to use it and look at it, because this is the one that gets used the least. And it's the one, in my opinion, that should get used the most. The last one I wanted to talk about was the music, because I'm adding some cool stuff there, which I'll talk about in a sec. But the ability to search your music library, right? Like, okay, we'll go back to the health one because I love that one. Allan's heart rate is like sleeping. So let's wake him up. Go find me an energetic song, right? I've given it the ability to go search the library and then even play it. So Allan's heart rate is really low, like he's sleeping. Let's go find Metallica. Oh, he has a Metallica song. Let's play it. Right. And it could just do it. And even better yet, if you're on iOS and you have an Apple subscription, it can go be like, this loser doesn't even have Metallica. What is wrong with this goof?
I mean, because nobody has Rick Astley right in their catalog.
Never gonna give you up. And so it'll go,
Allan.
It'll go and look at, I could see you doing
bet
that
you it
too.
would do it. It would do it.
Yeah. So your goal is to troll Allan as the system prompt, and it'll go and look it up. So it can look it up, download it, play it.
Yeah.
Without any interface, nothing. It can just go and find it. So I am using that in places. I've got another app which I'm specifically doing, which I won't talk about. But I'm giving it some new eyes as of today. Let's see if this is up there. I don't think it's on here yet. Did I get it on here?
The interesting thing, like you start thinking about how these things all stitch together eventually. And when you watch you watch like Star Trek or something, and they're just like, computer, do the blah blah blah.
Yeah, just do it.
We're right. If you think about we're not far. Even something like we've talked about like ways to incorporate interesting ideas into like sports. I won't say much more about that. But there are things I can think of directly with your some of what you're looking at, some of the tooling stitched together, that it'd be like we're almost at the point where everywhere you could have like kind of a purpose, built prompt with a bunch of tools in it, with like a tablet essentially with a camera on, sitting in a space, and like people, you just go up to talk to it, it can maybe see you, and then it can start to like do things on your behalf for you. Right. And we're at that point almost already now where it's just like the sky is the limit. There's everything is imaginable. Every possibility is open.
You just got to keep building and stitching them together appropriately, right?
And I think that's this level. And I think next level will be some sort of how do these things start stitching themselves together a bit, which is maybe scary, but it's cool.
It sucks too, because a lot of the platform, like Windows, like I got to say it. I don't hate beating up on Windows, but I got to beat up on Windows, right? Because a lot of the platforms like Apple, I mean, John and I have this discussion because I always say for UI, and it sounds bad because I love MAUI. I do. But I always say web will win. It's always been the thing. But then when you talk about it more, the web UI is so slow. They're dinosaurs that run how the web works. it takes forever. Whereas Apple and the lesser platform Android are always pushing that forward, right? So they have APIs for stuff like music. Windows doesn't have that. Mac OS really doesn't have that. Web certainly doesn't have that. So it's like you can't consume those things. So you got to get closer to the metal. So this is why I believe in tools like MAUI, and I believe in tools like, all the stuff we're getting like Shiny for its AI tools, because you still need all this stuff, right? Yeah. So I still believe in the cross-platform tools in OS and OSS, because like I said, these tools aren't easy to write. And once they are written, you got to plug them in, and you need a platform that supports them. So you need the Apples, you need the Androids, and you need the web to just kind of, I guess you're using web in this case to really actually talk to a Raspberry Pi, right? Yeah, you need the devices that are driving it. It's like the world of just plain web. To me, that's almost dead. This is like a great place for a marketing website. So further to that, the thing that I'm working on adding today for music as well is even going further, because there's a thing that I'm working on where I need to find a time slice, right? A specific point of a popular song. So think of like this one I love. Hopefully, John, you should know this one. Go play the famous guitar solo from November Rain by Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Right. Just go to that segment. I don't want to hear anything else.
Find exactly where that starts.
So let's see if it's here. Did it upload yet? I'm just waiting for the tool to drop. Catalog search. Handling the tools. Did the stupid thing get in there yet? I don't know if it did. So what's coming today it's almost finished, is the ability for it to actually look through the song and see the audio levels for the song, and or pull the lyrics for the song. So what AI can do is go, oh, those lyrics start there, but then the next lyrics don't start for almost like
so there's like
a minute. So the solo must be right there. I'm gonna seek the song. I'm gonna call it Play November Rain, so it knows the track ID, and it's gonna say seek to this part of the song, because that's clearly where the gap is for the guitar solo. And so it can actually find, based on lyrics and or audio levels, where that solo is, and just go to it. And just start playing it.
How did you like craft the prompt around that?
Very easily, because there's already calls that give it the audio levels, which is just a bunch of like floats with timestamps on them, right? Just like a normal graph. When you see like a song, this is how it's going to play. So it can see that. So it can obviously assume, okay, this is singing and it goes nuts here, so this must be guitar. Or it can see the lyrics, because it can pull the lyrics for the track, which is simple as saying this track ID or this artist or this song name, get me the lyrics. And then it can see the timestamp plus as it sings each lyric. Like I've actually got, you know how when you have an iPhone, if you pull it up in the song, you can see it like a karaoke mode.
Yeah, yeah.
So the library allows for the karaoke mode, because it can see as each word's being sang.
Oh, right.
So it can see the gaps in the song and go, that's the guitar solo. Play that, seek to that song and play it. So no interface. AI can just go in there and go, that's great. That's exactly what the user's asking for. I'm going to set that. There you go. There's the exact time slice of a song that you're looking for.
So is this like, how does that act? Like, how does that look from a tool calling perspective? Did you do some kind of custom, like not necessarily a skill, but like, it's a tool. Yeah. Okay. So it's just a tool that returns
the tool. So if I go to MAUI extensions, so here's the tool builder, right? This isn't out yet. I'm trying to even find if it is in here. Playlist. Where's my lyric? Okay. So adding library now exposes the lyrics provider.
Okay.
Right. So it basically gives it like, you tell me what song you want me to play. Let's see if I can get the full skill out. The full skills are a bit much to look at.
So that's what I'm always curious about, like how people approach making that part of it. Cause like, is the call around like how to figure out what a user is asking for in terms of where, the part of a song is. Yeah. Locate the section of the track. Okay.
So it's got the function name. It'll go through and say how to find it all. It only can't do DRM based tracks right now.
Mm-hmm.
which is still some of the Apple subscription ones. But for the most part, it doesn't usually hit that gap, but occasionally.
And
I don't know why.
Presumably on like, these bigger models are going to have something in the training data that like knows a bit about maybe some pop culture songs, like
Right.
Stairway to Heaven,
But
and
it's even got like the library has the ability to provide categories and decade and
Right.
year.
right.
And so it can get that even if it doesn't know, like it's built into the library, because your song library, often you tag it as this, or you can, it automatically has a decade in it, right? Or the year that it was released.
Yeah.
So that's already all available through other tools in the music package to get it. So it knows exactly, like, give me an energetic song, or give me a song that's really going to pump him up, and then find the guitar solo in it. So Guns N' Roses, November Rain, the guitar solo, not the boring part that puts you to sleep, the guitar solo that's like, yeah, let's go into the mosh pit and kill someone, right? Not kill someone, but you know what I mean. Right. I've given it all of the access to do it and ask it, and it does it. It's fantastic. And so that's coming today, where it can just ask the lyrics, ask for the audio levels of the song. And so it's kind of like it's listening. I mean, it's not listening, but it is listening. Like it's playing the song in its head and going, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what the user's asking for. So we'll play it from there. And it has, again, the ability to play a song at a specific time slice. So flipping wild, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
almost impressed that the skill, like the text is that concise too. Like the way that I would have thought to approach this would be like, I always am using AI to make the prompter skill that I want by telling it what I'm trying to achieve. So I would be like, hey, we have a bunch of information about songs, we have lyrics, we have timestamps, we have all this stuff. We want to be able to build a prompt to help deal with how to reason about this information to find certain spots in songs or something like that.
Yes.
And I would have thought it would like maybe have articulated something like, hey, if there's a big gap with no lyrics, there's a good chance that's like an instrumental part, that kind of stuff. But it seems like it's pretty good at even without any of that.
Right. There is some parts where it can infer, but I mean, if it can't infer, then it's got the tools to go and find, its proving area to do the thing. So
yeah,
it's data or tool. Maybe sometimes it knows, or it keeps a cache, right? So it can, next time I ask it, hey, play the guitar solo, it's going to be like, oh, Allan's asked me this in the past.
Oh, so you have like a session that you persist.
I can, and I do with a lot of the tools I have. Like obviously DocDB, it could write, it could either write the memory or write out a vector for this stuff. Like go find songs that sound just like Metallica.
Yep.
And I could build a vector out of it using DocDB and Shiny Music to put it all together if I wanted. So I mean, I wouldn't have it do this yet, but I could even say, play every song. This is going to be, if you have a lot of songs, you're going to bomb the lyric thing, but it could put it all, build a vector database out of it and go find me all the tracks that are explicit, right? Because it turns out Google doesn't have an explicit. Apple does. Apple provides the explicit metadata, but Google does not, because it's a lesser platform. So all those cool things, right? I think it's pretty cool. Technically, the reason I wanted lyrics too was because there are going to be cases where I can't play explicit even as a mistake. So if I can say, here's the track ID from online, go find if there's a swear word in the lyrics, and if it is, then say no to this song.
Yeah.
So because Google let me down, AI, I guess I shouldn't quote that. AI won't let me down, because that's a lie.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, but no, like that's a fantastic application for that specific thing too, right? Like
So that is about to be released. If I wasn't on the stream, it would already be released. Okay, so for my failure from last week, because I couldn't get this thing going, and now that I'm on a session, let's hope it does work. I wanted to show that I did get this thing working, because this is awesome. So last week, John and I were doing face recognition and voice recognition, and it was not going well. Of course, AI was slow. There's always something. Now it's just done. So I wanted to take a second and just show it to prove that if you give it a little bit of time and Claude is actually working, then, you usually end up better. So let's share. Why is it not seeing this, John? Come on. No, wrong one. There we go. This one. There we go.
Hey, there you go.
Come on now. There we go. So do that. We'll go over. We're going to open this guy. So I'm going to do, access camera. So we have nobody trained. We're going to enroll. And you can give it an ID. So this was the thing I was working on last week. And this is using Shiny's camera view. So it's good at doing frame analysis. So I haven't started yet, but we're going to enroll my face. And we're going to see all the things that I wanted this to be very much like Apple.
Yeah.
Apple's training thing. So let's go. Move my face into it.
Look at that.
Move there. Move my face to the side. Come on.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Move my face to the other side. Yep. Move it up. See, it's turning green. It sees me.
Yeah.
And then I got to get my fat face in there.
Look at that.
And then I got to get my, back. Okay. So it says that it did enroll. So it enrolled the 6 shots. Let's see if it recognizes me now. Oh, come on now.
Who dis? Oh.
Come on now. You were working the other day. It's always how it goes. You suck.
What if you zoom out some more?
No, it would have done it by now.
Huh.
So there we go. See, I definitely did break it because it just crashed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I swear that was working. Let's try the voice analysis now, because this is one I can't do on the blog. So I'm probably going to snipe it out of this. So let's do voice recording and make sure I don't have. And was I testing this last night? So the funny thing is I did controls for all of MAUI for this because it turns out that training, like you had to get the different, facial shots to get a good enrollment. Same with voice. It turns out you can't just say hello.
Yeah.
You need to say stuff.
So inflection points
so it's given it. So it makes this list of this is what I want you to say. And now you can't say it in the time that it gives you. It doesn't care. It basically will keep reading this until it says, I now know who you are. So let's try. Is that big enough, John? I can't make it bigger.
Yeah,
so.
no, I think it's fine.
Okay. You're not complaining at me. So it's good. So let's do. She had your dark suit in greasy wash water all year. Oh, see, I started early. I'm going to have to do that again. Let's cancel. See, I'm not even paying attention to my own prompts because it gives you 3 seconds to get going.
Yeah.
She had your dark suit in greasy wash water all year. Don't ask me. The birch canoe slid on the smooth planks. Glue the sheet to the dark. So you never finish it. Whatever. It's easy to tell the depth of a well. 4 hours of steady work faced us. See, and now it's already said, yeah, we're close enough now. I don't need you to do any more. Okay. So it's got 6 statements that it goes through.
Who picked the enrollment phrases?
It did.
That's
so
really
because Onyx actually has a list of this. So behind the scenes, you can plug in any AI model, but I wanted it to be local because that's the thing, right? So the Apple and whatever the Android AIs are, they suck. They're nowhere near what we need them to be yet. Onyx has very specific models. Now they are decent sized. But you're looking at anywhere from 20 to 100 megs. But if you bundle them with your app, people don't care.
Big, no. And this is what kind of makes me always surprised. Like, why wouldn't there be one like that on Android?
Right. And so, but in this case, Onyx has very specific models you can pull to do exactly what we're going to do. It goes and stores that vector to document DB, and it just works. So now let's see if this works. If this is going to make me an ass or not. What do you think? You taking bets?
It's gonna work. I believe in it.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
I mean, it's not 100% confident, but it's
but
sure.
it's once you start putting other people into it too, it seems to get more accurate. So right now I only have me as a speaker, but I added like 6 people, and that made it more confident because it was like, well, it's definitely not that person. And it's definitely, so it's got like truth tables where it could basically go, not them, it must be him. And so with the more voices, it actually got better, if as weird as that sounds. So, I mean, as with anything, the more you give AI, the better it is. But the coolest part of this is you can run this. This is all running local. There's nothing online. It has, for the voice, it's about 30 megs worth of models. Face is a little bit bigger. We're looking at, if you want a good one, it's about 80 megs.
Yeah,
if you want the good,
not crazy by any means.
It's
especially
not,
like depending on the application you're doing this in. If it's like a business or enterprise thing, especially.
Yeah. The one last thing I'll show, as I didn't show this last week, this kind of works. This is a bit more fancy, but it's got the ability to scan like receipts, invoices. I've actually had this for a while, and the controls package has it. But now what I've done is I've gone to the Apple and Google document scanners. So let's see how well this works.
Okay.
This is my daughter's. So it'll take multiple pictures if I want it to. And then we'll go, yeah, good.
Nice.
So we're going to do that. There we go. So it actually found, yes, it's a receipt. It found structured data. It knows the merchant is garage. This is my daughter's clothes. It knows the date. It got, let's see, it got the total purchase price. So the screw up is it got the tax wrong.
It's tax and
the
stuff.
Total wrong. That's the subtotal. It didn't get the actual full amount.
But this was all local again, right?
Yes. And it gave me all the raw data and what it thinks it is. So this is the detected entities that come off of it, like address, street, date. It thinks everything's a friggin' phone number. But it took a guess. It did figure out the line items. Let's see, was that right? Yeah, it's got a few extra line items. It should be there should be 2 items and some sort of random. So it added some list items, unfortunately. Where is it there? It actually double scanned it. I think it's because I scanned twice too, actually. Maybe I should have only scanned once. But it did find the Millie Linen pull-on, whatever that is.
Yeah, see, when you said garage at first, I for some reason thought parking garage. And I knew parking was expensive there, but
no, my daughter went shopping here, and this is what she got. It says steak crew neck instead of sleek crew neck. But
yes. How do you know that's not the style though?
Steak?
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
What's that mean?
As I get older, I've realized
is that what they call the dress is made of meat? Remember, there's somebody that made it's a steak crew neck.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I've had my fun there. So this is what I intend to do for my article on July 27th for the MAUI UI thing, was to get this released and actually out there. It's almost there. The damn thing had to go and prove me wrong that the face recognition is not working. Yeah, so I'm mad. I'm gonna go smash my computer. It's gonna start working
as soon as you try it again.
I am forever. Maybe David came into the stream. I can always blame him, right?
He's on vacation, but I doubt it.
Well, he might be right. Watching remotely. He does that.
I never know.
It's the David Ortnow curses. Is what I refer to it as.
About it.
Yeah, he was like, Allan and John are probably doing a stream today. I'll think about it, so I curse Allan, because he cares so much about that, right? Anyhow, face recognition is almost there. I thought it was there. I will be launching this to a beta in a couple days.
Awesome.
With an article. But I think this is badass. Great. You can use it. I wouldn't use it for authentication directly. I'm actually not sure. It's fast on device for like 10 people. Like it's almost instantaneous. I don't know when it begins to slow down yet because I don't have enough training data.
Yeah, fair.
But what I have is I have a use case where, you know, a device is registered with a company, so it gets kind of locked in.
Yeah.
And so you could just say, upload the vectors for like these 3 or 4 faces that are allowed to use that device. And then instead of a password, they can just look at it and it goes, hello.
Right.
Yes, you can come in and use this device. So
yeah, for like those kinds of situations where it's not really that you need like strong authentication. It's more the picking the person, you know, in the moment.
Right. Or it's already authenticated to a degree. It's just
like a register is unlocked for the day already. And maybe you'd come there and it's my, you know, tables that I'm working. So flip over. This could just be always watching, right?
And I think that actually, you know, if you think about the restaurant scenario or even tills, like when people are working at like a checkout, they might switch, you know, registers during the day. Yeah. Like I worked at a movie store where you had like 6 computers and you had to log into each one that you weren't using. And then you had to make sure to log out of the other one. This one, you could just say, punch in for your shift, walk up to that terminal. It could be like, this is Allan. Allan is doing this transaction. Yeah. Right. And then when Allan walks away and, you know, John walks up and be like, this is John. John's doing this transaction. So you don't have to log in the same way anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can think of like a lot of different applications, or like think of like in a warehouse or something where there's something like that, where it's not, again, it's not authentication. Maybe it's just like helpful to toggle something over. Right.
Right. And technically, I don't know how well this works yet. Don't quote me. I am going to be adding True Depth from Apple. So it'll use the True Depth camera. And if you pair that with voice recognition, maybe it is pretty decent at that point. I don't know. Yeah. Again, most people would just use Face ID. This is more with the multi-user single device, right? This is why I would use this. You could also use this for photos, but you're more or less, you know, this is to tell one person, not like 10 people. So cool stuff. Yeah. Cool stuff. That's what I think.
That's awesome.
I'm still busy building libraries. John's building the apps.
I'm building fun things.
But I forced John to use my components in the meantime. I usually bug him.
I have been, even on this thing. So what I do now,
I build him an app and then he doesn't use it.
Yeah, well, I'll get there. What I do now, everything I build, it's like, 1, you're going to use DocumentDB from Shiny.
Yeah.
2, I start building like a backup import-export situation. And then because it's with Shiny, it's just easy. It just wires itself up to do. Same thing here. It works great.
So all these wonderful things coming. And yes, the code is vibed, but I feel more architect-based nowadays because I am shaping these suckers.
Well, that's exactly it.
And it can go out and do the research because sometimes I'm not even, like, I didn't know if you could get access programmatically to the True Depth camera. Turns out it's quite easy. I didn't know, but now I can just say, that's great. What does it look like? Will this screw up my API surface? Yes, it will. Okay, great. Let's see how we can change that.
And this is what we do now, right? We know how to put it all together and we tell it what to do.
Architects. Yeah. That is what an engineer actually is. It's not writing the code. So everybody that worries that their job is gone, I feel busier than ever. And I feel less. Totally. I feel more empowered as a product guy now, mixing architecture, which is the dream. Honestly, that's the dream of software engineering to me.
Well, I think this is why a lot of us got into this space, is because it was that kind of weird satisfaction or thrill of like building something that can be used, interacted with, that solves a problem, right? And it's kind of like, it's not always bridging hardware with the software, but it's bridging the world with the software.
Right. And it's saving you time. I you know, a lot of people are worried nowadays because we're all hooked to our phones. And I think as we start to look at AI as, you know, you enable it to have access to a watch that can monitor your health and knows what you're doing, it'll turn into that Star Trek moment where we're not pressing buttons and we're just talking to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So we still need to work on hardware to do that properly. We still need to work on APIs that tie in nicely. We need to make face recognition shit that doesn't crash in the middle of a demo and actually works, right? So there is still tons and tons of stuff to do. And I'm actually pretty excited. I like that I don't have to dwell on code as much as dwell on the surface.
So, and you know what, that just reminds me of another thought that I had, that because we often talk about here about what is next, like what does this mean for us and how it changes our roles. Some of the stuff you were showing today, like the receipt thing, like I was using AI models because I wanted it, super accurate, not just like a machine learning kind of setup or model on device. And that was for an app that I built to track like the payouts and income and expenses on my pool app. Right. So,
yeah.
And what occurs to me now is that I feel like the role can kind of shift to, we're all like writing bespoke solutions for problems because we can do that so much more easily.
Yeah.
And I do wonder how much we start, like you're writing, we always want these building blocks, and we need these building blocks, and we're going to keep building these building blocks because it helps us create those solutions on top of them.
Right.
But, as I started thinking of like, well, what are developers' roles and everything, and we architect stuff together, like I can see more and more companies, like if I had to go back to an old job I had years ago today, where we didn't really build solutions in-house because we didn't have the people to do it. It was just me, and we paid a bunch of money for like stuff that didn't integrate super well. I know
exactly what you're talking about.
Like the today version is just like every company kind of just needs an AI engineer in a sense that still does need to know enough about software development, but that can drive their whole like in-house tech stack solution systems for what they're doing.
It's funny because you still need to learn the code. Like you need to understand the engineering. You need to understand the impacts of what you're doing. And I mean, John still nags at me if he doesn't like the surface of something, even though he vibe codes certain things hard. Yeah. He still looks at the details of the stuff he cares about. So like if I make a control, he even said, "Did you get rid of the line in chat?" Okay, no, I didn't. I still keep the stuff in documentation just for you, though. I specifically make a long ad so that it makes the text bounce, though, just so it drives you nuts. That's in there just for you, I promise.
Yeah. I'm going to vibe a extension for the browser that just hides that one on your site only.
Gets rid of it. I loved it, though. He's like, something's wrong with the text. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong. No, why is it changing? What are you doing? It's funny, actually, just to bring up a side point that's a joke. There was a website that I go to, and it's got a picture of the guy's face, and he's smiling, and every once in a while it would twitch, and he'd be like, "Did that photo just move?" Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And I got to do that to my blog now, too, now that I'm thinking about it. So
bad.
Fun.
But that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, it's like when you start realizing like how much you can build like the tailored solution to what exactly you're looking for. Like this app thing, it like goes and fetches the sales reports from Apple and Google. Mm-hmm. We have a particular setup where it's like I do profit or revenue sharing with the company I partner with. Certain expenses we have like budgets that we have because we've got like credits from Azure. Like there's all these different things, and then once it hits past that, we have a split for how that gets divvied out. And it's just like all these things that I looked at some systems for how I might do it, with something out of the box. And it's just like nothing got even close to what I wanted. The thing that we use to transfer payments, I have it wired into that so it can go automatically try and reconcile like, well, the amount that you're owed from this app store payout, there's a transaction incoming that matches it exactly. Like, is this correct? So that I can keep track of everything, right? It's just like this crazy, very tailored solution that didn't take that much effort to build.
You know what I love is because it is custom to your needs.
Yeah.
Because I did a similar experiment, but with corporate tax. And it's just like AI does everything to get away from it. It's like, no, you should seek a certified professional. Why do they get to buy into that to say seek a professional? Just freaking write the thing that fills out the CRA forms and submits them. And then it's like, oh, the government also won't let you automated like send that through. You have to sign it. I was like, oh my God, can we do a browser like automation? And it's like the government uses this to detect automated deployments of, I'm like, why? Stop this. Ideally, I want to just say, here's my QuickBooks API key. Here's some bank statements just to backfill, right? Anything that might be missing, figure it out. Yeah, it won't do it. It won't do it. Why? Why?
Yeah, no, that's weird. I mean, maybe it has some weird.
Do you know how much I want corporate taxes automated? Oh my God, it's the worst job ever. I don't know how accountants do it and don't like hang themselves. No offense, accountants. It's really boring. Anyhow, I'll leave it on that note.
Well, yeah, no, I think that does it for today. It was a good episode. Lots of fun stuff. Still learning all the AI things.
As I click the wrong button.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see where we get to next week. For now, that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. See you.
Have a good
time.
one.